Hello, today we're going to be reviewing the Bose Soundlink Revolve, the portable Soundlink Revolve from the company Bose that has a dynamic reputation as well as a dynamic sound. This is the one without the handle that retails on Amazon anywhere from $160 and $200. I believe this is Series 1 or Generation 1 from Bose Soundlink Revolve Bluetooth. I've had this for about a year and a half now. It is water resistant, and as you saw, it has a pretty powerful sound for a pretty small portable speaker. Here in the bottom you have a space where you can attach a tripod. You can see it. And once you put it down on the table, it's pretty stable. You will notice that with the speaker, the lower you put it, the bigger bass sound you have. It's not a perfect speaker. It is a durable speaker. This speaker has been dropped about 2 or 3 times and it has held up its quality. One thing that I do notice with this speaker is that at times it will give you static. And that's usually because there are other metal objects around or because you are on Bluetooth from other devices. And that's something that for some of you might be a deal breaker and for others it may not. For example, if I am using these speakers wirelessly, because you can also use these speakers with an auxiliary cord. It has an auxiliary port on the back of it. It also has a micro USB connector over here, so you can charge it. But one thing you will notice, if you are using this device, this speaker, wirelessly, and you are also using another wireless device or next to another field that has magnetics in it, sometimes you will get static from these speakers. They are supposed to have a range of 30 feet of connection, but even if it's right behind you and you have another device that's connected to Bluetooth, sometimes you will receive some static. It'll start, or it'll start chopping up what the person is saying or the music, whatever the music is, kind of music is playing. It'll chop it up and it will be unbearable. Sometimes what helps is shutting it off, resetting it. Sometimes it is shutting off the Bluetooth on another device will help with the static that you get that is being picked up by the speaker. Sometimes what will help is turning off the turning off the Bluetooth and turning on the auxiliary option. So the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth option is here and the auxiliary button is right here. And once you press it, it will now you can connect it with a wire.
AUX audio.
And once you press it, it says AUX audio, and you can plug it, hardwire it directly into the speaker and to the other device that you want sound to play out of. And that's going to be a more consistent, reliable connection. But if you're outdoors, you shouldn't have that much of a problem unless you have two devices connected. Sometimes it will also cause some kind of static. Now, I don't want you to be afraid to not buy the speaker because of the issues that I am bringing up, because this has a wonderful sound and most of the time you will not pick up that static. But I have noticed that you do pick up static. For example, I have a computer here, I have an iPad there, and I have a Bluetooth mouse over here, and sometimes it will pick up static. Even placing it by a window won't help. Even moving it closer to the device won't help. And some days it won't happen at all. I don't know if it has to do with the rain. I don't know if it has to do with just so many devices being close together. But I noticed that sometimes it just will become choppy. Another thing you will notice is that you can pair it by holding the Bluetooth button here.
Connected to Gilbert's MacBook Pro
and
iPad. And
it'll tell you all the devices that it's currently paired off with. Sometimes it'll pick up about 4 different devices if you've connected it to 4 different devices. And you can actually scroll through those devices by pressing the Bluetooth button.
Connected to Gilbert's MacBook Pro and Gilbert's
and now the phone, and now the iPad, MacBook Pro again,
Galaxy S8,
and another wireless device.
Gilbert's MacBook Pro.
And you can scroll through them that way. Sometimes it takes a second or two for it to pick up your Bluetooth device wirelessly. And you're waiting and you're thinking, how come it's not working? But it'll take a second or two, or sometimes you have to hit the volume up button on the other device and then it'll eventually connect. When I say eventually, about 5 seconds, and then it'll pick it up right away. But it's a handsome speaker. It's something that you can take with you. I see a lot of messengers with this speaker, bike messengers. They'll use it while they're riding. A lot of people just having a good time on the weekend or just on their ride to work. They put it on their bag and you're crossing the street and you're wondering where that sound is coming from. Well, they have a device like this. And another good thing about this is that it's water resistant. I wouldn't say it's waterproof. I wouldn't submerge it in water, but if it's just raining lightly, I haven't experimented too much with its water resistant capabilities. But I would err on the side of caution when it comes to that, because it's a high quality speaker. And if you bought the one with the handle that costs about $350, you might just want to hold off on that. But if you're camping and you just some light rain, or just outdoors and just some light rain, I would recommend it. If you have a car, if you have a real old car, let's say a car that's more than 20 years old, and it doesn't have all the attachments, all the computerized devices that a newer car would have, I would recommend getting one of these to just throw in the back of your car, and you could crank up the volume and you could pair it off with your phone or with whatever other device that you want to pair it off with, and it'll create a dynamic sound within your car, and you don't have to spend to get your car rewired or to install one of those newer speakers or computer dashboards or double DIN sets to receive a dynamic sound. Like I already said, it has an auxiliary port over here, which I found to be very helpful, especially if you have an older car or if you just want to bypass some of the static that you'll pick up. Some of you might like the Revolve speaker with the handle, just because it has a handle, because you can hang it on something, on the handlebars of your bike. You might like the fact that the battery on that one seems to last a lot longer than this, but the battery on this will last about 12 hours, and the charging on this device through USB is pretty fast. So I would not shy away from getting this just because of the battery life or because it doesn't have a handle. I don't find myself needing the handle too much, and it's possibly because I didn't want to pay the extra $100 or $120 in some cases just to have the one with the handle and with a little bit of longer battery life. It has an aluminum body, and let's see, this color is, they call this color triple black. I guess when you are a company of high reputation, you can name your products however you want. It also comes in Lux Gray. Maybe it stands for luxurious, but the one that I have is this one, the triple black edition. What else can I say about this? I find that it does produce a dynamic sound, but since it doesn't have two channels, you are going to, if you're listening to a band for example, you're not going to pick up all the instruments that are supposed to be picked up as if you had, let's say, a Bose speaker that had a left and a right. This is a Revolve, so it's a 360-degree sound working its way around this machine, and you will miss some instruments, but it's a lot better than some of the cheaper speakers that you will buy for $20 or even $70. This is a good product. It's well made. With those minor exceptions, I do recommend this product, and I'll sign off with listening to some more classical music at a high volume. I do recommend, if you like this video, or if you do not like this video, you could thumbs up or thumbs down it if you don't like it. If you have questions about this product, feel free to ask in the comment section. I will get to it sometimes sooner and sometimes later. I hope you have a great day. I will see you next time. And another thing I want to say about this product, if it's not connected for a short period of time, especially if it's not connected to the wall, it will shut off. It has about a minute timer, so you have to turn it back on,
100%.
and it'll tell you how much battery is left.
And iPad.
And once you turn it on, it'll tell you what it's connected to. But if you have it plugged in all the time, you don't have to keep resetting it or turning it back on. And if it doesn't pick up the product that you're trying to pair it off with, you can hold the power button and it'll erase the memory of all the products, all the devices that it has in its memory. It'll clear it off, and then you can start anew. Sometimes that helps too when it comes to the static issue. Thank you.